Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the work session of Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Can I please have a motion to open the work session?
Motion. Second.
She said so moved.
She said so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
But before we get started, I just wanted to welcome Lino Scaretta, right?
There you go. Thank you, Madam
Of
Chair.
Bleakley Platt as our new counsel who's sitting in on all our meetings. So welcome. We're
Thank you
happy
very
to have
much.
you.
Happy to be here, thank you.
And so we're gonna have you jump in with both feet. Okay, so the first thing that's on our agenda tonight is a discussion about the resolution adopting a negative declaration for SEQRA and to adopt a local law creating an NZ0 special permit. So while that is on the agenda, we are not going to do that tonight. We did receive a number of comments before the deadline at the end of the public comment period, which was October 2nd, yesterday at noon. That was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday at noon. And we received some comments from the planning board and some resident groups. So we thought that it was appropriate to take the time instead of voting on that today to give it the appropriate import and to review it. So we will be doing that. We're also gonna have our planning department and development department be looking at it as well. So the current schedule is that we are going to discuss it. We do not have a meeting next week. So our next meeting is October 17th. It is a work session. The plan is that we will be discussing any comments and any impact that there may or may not have to a potential negative declaration. And then we will probably vote on it the following week, October 24th. So that is the current schedule. We will not be considering that tonight. So that will shorten the meeting significantly because we are actually gonna move from there onto some administrative items, Jill.
Still had to brush my finger.
I can't believe I lost my glasses already. Gosh.
Hey, you wanna try mine?
No, it's okay.
Everyone's got them for you.
Jill, they're on your
Want
shirt.
that?
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Ellie.
Uh-oh.
it's cause I'm wearing mine.
I was like, I cannot believe I put them down and now I can't find them. All good, all right. So our payment of claims for checks dated October 4th. We've got a resolution declaring Indigenous Peoples' Day. We've got a resolution declaring National Hispanic Heritage Day. A resolution declaring Italian American Heritage and Culture Month. We've got an authorization to approve a change order number 2 for the Upper Minkle Dam decommissioning project for Tectonic Engineering. An authorization to approve the performance bond reduction for Chappaqua Crossing. An authorization to set a public hearing on the local law to amend chapter 123 regarding full stop and yield signs that the board discussed last week, and that's gonna be on October 24th. And the authorization to attend a conference. Does the board have any questions on any of the administrative items?
I don't.
Any questions?
No. Okay, thank you.
I actually have one just quick question which may be putting you on the spot, 'cause I'm not sure.
What's up?
Last I was told was that those at in charge at Chappaqua Crossing and the MTA and the DOT were all gonna get together and fix that light, so that the turning lane, the left turning lane on Roaring Brook Road and the Sawmill River parking can be open on October 7th.
That was the date
Yes.
that.
Do you know if we are still on track for that?
I do not. Unfortunately, Bob Cioli is out sick this week, so I haven't had him around to be able to double check, but that was the last information
That's
we
the
got.
last I heard.
And we're sort of keeping our fingers crossed that they're gonna keep their word on this.
Alright, we'll see.
So maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
I went past it today, they were working on the light.
That's good.
So,
Sorry.
and they were working on all of that down there, so
Yep. No, it was
I know it's a
the
work
session
session,
was a
and
little
you're not allowed
nutty
to say
today.
anything, but I just wanted to let you know, yes, they were there working on it.
Yes. Alright, any other questions?
No.
Okay, so I think we can move right to our resolutions. Holly, do you wanna start?
Get started. I move to approve the payment of claims in the amount of $85,364.73 listed on the summary pre-check writing report and detail report both dated September 28th, 2023. Checks will be issued and mailed to each claimant listed on Wednesday, October 4th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do you want me to read the whole thing?
I think we should.
I move to adopt the following resolution. Whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month is a 30-day period starting on September 15th, the day which represents the anniversary of independence for 5 Latin American countries and lasts through October 15th every year. And whereas no matter the term one identifies as, whether it be Hispanic, Latino, Latinx, or Chicana, we speak of people whose history is rich and who have positively influenced and continue to influence our community and nation. And whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month celebrates the many contributions, diverse cultures, and extensive histories of the Hispanic community, and whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month is an important reminder of how much strength we draw from our immigrant roots and values as a nation of immigrants. And now, therefore, be it hereby resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Newcastle hereby declares September 15th through October 15th as National Hispanic Heritage Month in the Town of Newcastle, to be observed annually beginning in 2023 in recognition of the contributions that Hispanic Americans have made to this town, this state, this country, and the world throughout our history. And be it further resolved that the Town of Newcastle encourages its residents to learn about and appreciate Hispanic culture, history, and contributions, and encourages schools, businesses, and community organizations to recognize National Hispanic Heritage Month and take steps to educate their members about the history and contributions of Hispanic people. And be it further resolved that the Town of Newcastle reaffirms its commitment to promoting inclusivity, diversity, and multicultural appreciation among its residents.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I guess I do this. Go ahead.
Ally?
Okay, so before we adopt the next resolution of the evening, I do want to provide some historical context which continues to be left out of history lessons. After 11 Italian immigrants were violently and unjustly lynched in New Orleans in 1891, President Harrison created Columbus Day in 1892. Columbus Day was meant to acknowledge this tragedy as well as the prejudice and discrimination experienced by Italian immigrants, and became an opportunity to honor the often overlooked contributions and achievements made by many Italian Americans far beyond the painful legacy of Christopher Columbus. I understand and support the need to declare Indigenous Peoples Day and rightfully acknowledge that we are living on stolen land. I am grateful for the opportunity to adopt this resolution as the proud great-granddaughter of Italian immigrants who bravely left their homeland for a chance at the American dream. As we continue to demand that our history books reflect a fair and accurate portrait of our sometimes ugly past, it is important that we do not erase our history, but learn from our mistakes so that we may be wiser tomorrow. Thank you. And now I will move to adopt the following resolution, declaring Italian American Heritage and Culture Month. Whereas today there are more than 26 million Americans of Italian descent in our country, making up America's 7th largest ethnic group, and whereas the town of Newcastle has been fortified by the talents and culture of its residents of Italian descent, and whereas Italian American Heritage and Culture Month is an appropriate time to recognize the rich heritage of Americans of Italian descent and to celebrate their immeasurable contributions to this country and the world, and whereas October has been designated Italian American Heritage and Culture Month to celebrate the cultural heritage, achievements, and contributions that Italian Americans have made in the town of Newcastle and across the country, from arts and education, business and government, culture and cuisine, social service, and scientific and technological advancements. Now therefore be it hereby resolved that the town of Newcastle hereby declares the month of October as Italian American Heritage and Culture Month in the town of Newcastle, to be observed annually beginning October 2023 in recognition of the enormous contributions that Italian Americans have made to this town, this state, this country, and the world throughout our history. And be it further resolved that the town of Newcastle encourages its residents to learn about and appreciate Italian American culture, history, and contributions, and encourage schools, businesses, and community organizations to recognize Italian American Heritage and Culture Month and to take steps to educate their members about the history and contributions of the Italian American people. And be it further resolved that the town of Newcastle reaffirms its commitment to promoting inclusivity, diversity, and multicultural appreciation among its residents.
Second,
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
could say this next week.
I would love to.
I move to adopt the following resolution. Whereas the town of Newcastle recognizes the historical and cultural significance of the indigenous peoples of the Americas who have inhabited these lands, including those now known as Newcastle, for millennia before the arrival of European settlers. And whereas the town of Newcastle's hamlet of Chappaqua is said to trace its name to the Native American tribes who farmed the area and called the area Shepequa, often translated as a place where nothing is heard but the rustling of the leaves in the wind. And whereas the town of Newcastle acknowledges the broader national and global importance of honoring and respecting the diverse indigenous cultures and contributions to the world. And whereas the town of Newcastle acknowledges that indigenous peoples have made significant contributions to the broader society, including their knowledge, culture, art, and traditions. And whereas the town of Newcastle acknowledges that indigenous peoples have faced historical injustices, dispossession, and discrimination, and that it is essential to promote awareness and understanding of these issues. And whereas the town of Newcastle believes in the importance of fostering inclusivity, diversity, and multicultural appreciation among its residents. And whereas the town of Newcastle recognizes that celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day is an opportunity to educate our community about the contributions of Indigenous peoples to the world and to promote the values of respect and empathy. Now therefore it is hereby resolved that the town of Newcastle hereby declares the second Monday in October as Indigenous Peoples Day to be observed annually beginning October 9th, 2023, as an expression of solidarity with Indigenous peoples around the world and to raise awareness about their cultures, history, and contributions. And be it further resolved that the town of Newcastle encourages its residents to learn about and appreciate Indigenous cultures, history, and contributions, and to encourages schools, businesses, and community organizations to recognize Indigenous Peoples Day and to take steps to educate their members about the history and contributions of Indigenous peoples. And be it further resolved that the town of Newcastle reaffirms its commitment to promoting inclusivity, diversity, and multicultural appreciation among its residents.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do you want me to go back?
No, Vicky will go.
Oh, okay. I present the following resolution to approve a change order for the Upper Minkle Dam decommissioning project. I move to approve change order number 2 from Tectonic Engineering Consultants for the Upper Minkle Dam decommissioning project, which was required to obtain deeper sediment samples as requested by the New York State DEC for the total amount of $18,960 as per the change order authorization dated August 7th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I move to authorize the reduction of in the performance bond number SU 11750034 for the Chappaqua Crossing East Village MFPD from the original approved amount of $3,262,000 to $2,508,000, subject to the submittal of the bond rider and review by town council.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I move to set a public hearing on proposed local law to amend chapter 123 regarding adding Ridge Road to the full stop street, as well as adding Taylor Road, Douglas Road, and Tripp Street as yield streets for Tuesday, October 24th, 2023 at the Town of Newcastle Town Hall at 7:30 p.m. or as soon thereafter as reached on the town board agenda that evening.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I move to authorize one officer to attend the New York Women in Law Enforcement 12th Annual Training Conference held in Suffern, New York on October 4th through 6th, 2023 for the total approximate cost of $628.50.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's it, right?
Alright, Jeremy,
Is there another?
No,
would you
that's
like to make a motion to?
To adjourn? I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, good night, everybody.